Good Shabbos, everyone. Good Shabbos to everyone who is virtually here and everyone who is crowded around, well, socially distanced in our sukkah. We're going to forewarn those of you who are joining us virtually, we are having technical difficulty. So it's possible the broadcast may be interrupted a couple times tonight. We apologize in advance. But the good news is it didn't happen during high holidays. Yay!
And if you want to buy us a super long Ethernet cord to bring outside, we will take that donation.
What? That's what we need is a super long Ethernet cord?
Yes.
How many feet?
From all the way in the sanctuary all the way out here.
So about 200 feet. We need 200 feet Ethernet cord. Does anyone have one?
In their car?
All right. Well, that's what we need. So hopefully we'll have that. That's right. But now we did. Well, we always like to begin with a little chit-chat. So what could be more chit-chatty than Ethernet cards? Aha!
Cords.
So number one, tomorrow is Yizkor, and Yizkor is going to be streamed tomorrow at 10 a.m., and it's going to be streamed from our King David Gardens. It's going to be very, very pretty. So we invite you to go to our Facebook page or our website and, get in the mood for Yizkor. It's going to be very, very pretty. Religious school, we know that is back. It's back virtually, but and we're going to be celebrating Simchas Torah direct and in person from your car in a parking lot Simchas Torah extravaganza. Cantor, what's going to happen?
The Shabbatones are playing.
Shabbatones are back, and I hear this audience, the congregation. You like saying audience, right? Let's hear it for Shabbatones. All right, Shabbatones are back.
Yes, it's the first time since February, so that's exciting. And you're going to dress up your cars. This is really important, especially like everyone that's listening on our live stream.
Dress up your cars like bunny rabbits? What do you want us to dress up?
Sure, if you really want to. No, with your Jewish pride, with your Torah pride, with decorate it in blue and white. I don't care. I want the most festive car is going to get a prize. I just decided.
Oh my God! I haven't washed my windows. I'll put Jewish pride with my thing. No. You want it like really good.
Yeah, like really
good. Does anyone have a suggestion? What could we do to dress up our car? Yeah. Oh, there's such a thing as car pens?
I didn't know. I have to get some.
Where do you get car pens from?
Can you get those at Target? Okay.
Okay. Oh, like the just married, it'll be just Jewish, something. Okay, that's a great idea, yeah? Okay, like streamers and things.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, we got some great ideas. One last great idea. Take on a poster.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't tell your parents.
All right,
it's bad
you're going to tell us after services, but we got some of these good ideas coming now. I don't feel so alone because I was really wondering, what am I going to do? Cantor always presents these challenges to me, and I'm not artistic. All right, adult education, that is up my alley. Next week, we begin back with adult education in honor of the Jewish, non-Jewish holiday of Halloween. I am teaching Fright Nights. Demons, Dybbuk's, golems, and other Jewish tales of the supernatural.
Sounds creepy.
Ooh, it will be. October 14th, 5:30, your closest Zoom channel. Hope you guys will be there. Rabbi Olshine will be teaching a series on RBG, the law, and her Jewish values, starting on Tuesday, October 13th, running for several. And then she's going to be also teaching Torah Bites. So in the middle of the day, about 12:15 for a half hour, she is going to be starting on Tuesdays, just to give a little message, a little socialization, the middle of the day, and we hope that you will join us. And now I'm going to give you something to look forward to in a very special way. Compelling Conversations has gone virtual. It is going to be Wednesday, October 21st at 7 p.m., and we have an incredible guest, David Suissa. He is world famous. He happens to be a friend of our moderator. And he is going to be talking about post-COVID Judaism possibilities and challenges. He is an incredible speaker, an incredibly insightful guy. I don't know how many of you subscribe to his podcast or read his articles daily, but you're not going to want to miss it. Our goal is to get 200 people, all right?
When Rabbi told me he was coming, I thought he was joking.
No, David Suissa. All right, so that is enough for now. Art Marshall, Devorah Bott Malka, Barbara Carroll, Elaine Enton, Roger Marcus, Ava Marcus Massimo, Lauren Molaski, Alana Weinberg. If there are those of you who would like to say the names of people in your family, please stand at this time and say their names. Thank you. Think of all those impacted by COVID, by illnesses of the heart and mind. We think of those who are caregivers who give of themselves tirelessly, that those who are ill might find strength in their loving arms. We join together in our Misha Berach.
Source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
So it looks like our internet is not working.
Oh, I got us back on.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I don't know how long it'll be back on, but
Well, let's quickly, so if it is your birthday, submit your name now if you're still listening. All right, come close, but not too close. Are we getting any names from the internet?
okay.
They might have given
Give me a
up.
second. 20-second delay. Don't forget, Rabbi.
All right, 20-second delay. All right, when is your birthday? October 27th. All right, and when is your birthday? October 7th. And when is my birthday? October 6th. So, and who else is it? Well, you get to come up then. You're my birthday twin. Okay, perfect. So here we are, all October. Does that make everyone here a Libra? You're a Scorpio? And you're a Libra? Libra? What are the personality traits of a Scorpio? Different than a Libra. Okay, we're all going to look that up. But Libras are kind of like this, right? There we go. They're tough, they're strong. Okay. Well, would you like to share a birthday lesson, something that you've learned in your lifetime? All right? Jolie, you want to start?
So mine would be to enjoy the moment you're in, because you're not quite sure if you're going to have that moment again.
Enjoy the moment you're in. You're never sure you're going to have that moment again. Beautiful.
Treasure your family and friends.
Treasure your family and friends. Beautiful.
I think we should all have some introspection. Every year, it should be more and more. Until you're my age, when it scares you, the introspection.
We should all have moments of introspection.
Lots of it.
Lots of it. Life should be one big high holidays. Atonement or at one-ment. So what is a birthday lesson that I have learned? Appreciate those people that have your back, the people that support you and that love you. You don't take them for granted. And know that love is that universal bond that may not conquer all, but it sure does feel like it. It's that precious gift that all we have to do is give part of ourselves towards another human being, and they give it back, and it's a beautiful thing. So that's my birthday wish and hope that there's a lot more of that, of people who have our backs, a lot more love.
And we have a couple people on here, so we said a Misha Berach for him as well. Roger Marcus, Maya's grandpa. We say happy birthday to him. And Heather File. And let's see if we have any on YouTube. They kind of abandoned us on YouTube. Yeah. Not tonight, but hopefully maybe we can redo it next week.
All right. A little Simon Tov.
All right. Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov. Yehelanu, 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 Ulecho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael. Happy birthday, Yom Huledet Sameach.
All right, make those birthday wishes that our internet works. All right, good Shabbos, everyone. So, you never know where I'm going to get a sermon idea from. One time I got it from a stack of photographs. Another time I got it from a garage door opening and closing. Another time I got it from a water bottle in the gym. This time, of course, I got it from, well, walking some poochies. From the moment I came home from religious school, this was last week, what did we do in religious school last Sunday? Who remembers? What did we do? Yes. Where were we? We were in the sukkah all morning, and it was hot. It was so hot. Even with the shade of the sukkah, I was hot. But I came home, and I was outside, and as soon as I got out into my house, I have 3 pooches, but only two are big enough really to go for this walk. They were on me. They were saying, welcome home, time for a walk, time for a walk. And I was tired. I knew it had been a while since we had a walk because it had been pretty hot out, and I just didn't really take them for a walk every single day like I should have. So I made a mental note to take them out later in the day when it was cooler. In fact, I was really tired, as I said, because I'd been outside. It had been Sukkot. And I had my mask on, and I had my sunglasses. And I also had one of my favorite hats. And then it occurred to me that this was not just my favorite hat. It was the dog's favorite hat. Because every time I would take them for a walk, it was my trigger. Whether it was nighttime or daytime, early or late, I would always put the same hat on, and the dogs would see it, and they would know it was time to go for a walk. A bit of a misunderstanding then when they saw me come home with that hat on my part, not the dogs. You see, dogs can't be wrong. They are, after all, just dogs. They act on instinct, how they're trained, how they're brought up. And I trained them to know that when I wore this particular hat, it was time for a walk. Except today, well, it wasn't. I was tired. It was hot outside. And besides, it was way too early. A nap did me some good, but from the moment I opened my eyes, there were those 2 dogs staring at me. Have you ever, those of you who have dogs in the family, you know what I'm talking about, where they just look at you. They look at you. They're either going to eat you or lick you. You don't know what's going to happen. But they're just looking, and they're wearing you down. I gave them their dinner. They ate dinner, and they still stared at me. So finally, about 7 o'clock p.m., we went out for our walk. Now, one is a pretty big dog. It's about 70 pounds. The other is medium, about 25 pounds. And I walked them, I actually use one hand, and they somehow separate themselves, and it seems to work out. And we went on our walk, and we walked, and they could have gone on forever. until out of nowhere came this big mix of some kind of big poodle mix. But not only that, it had no leash on, no harness on. We were minding our own business, and out of nowhere came this dog towards our dog. And of course, my dog are friendly, but a friendly 70-pound dog is kind of scary to any other dog, especially when it's a blue-nosed terrier. So we had a little bit of an altercation going on. I didn't know what to do. And then who came next? But a little boy about 11 years of age. He came running, and what did he have in his hands? The leash and the harness. And he looked and he said, Mister, I need some help. And I'm holding on to my dogs, and he's trying to get a hold of his dog, and it didn't look like it was going to go too good, and we were really just about in the middle of the street. Well, along came this big truck filled with 3 children, a mom and a dad, and they stopped to help. They rolled down the window and they said, "Hey, mister, could you use some help? Little boy, could you use some help?" And the little boy said, "No." Little boy said no. I'm thinking, what the heck is he thinking? We're in trouble here. I said, "Yes, sir, that would be wonderful. We do not have this under control." So the dad came out and he offered. I said, you got to help that little boy get that leash and harness on because we got too much of a ruckus here. And it took a little bit of doing, but he did. And the little boy thanked us, and well, he made his way home. And I thought to myself, phew, thank God for the kindness of strangers. It was a moment in time. This whole sermon, by the way, was devoted to this one pun. It was a moment in time that gave me pause to think. Thank you very much. The dog, pause. The dogs really wanted me to go earlier, but it wasn't just time. I walked them when it was time, and the route we took was a bit different, which in turn allowed us to run to the little boy and his runaway pooch. And the car that came around the corner came at just the right time. Not a minute too late, not a minute too early. It wasn't just that a crisis was averted, it was that something joyous happened right when it was supposed to, and not a moment earlier or later. Had I gone earlier, I wouldn't have been there. Had I taken a different path, had the truck not come when it did, that poor boy and his pooch may not have been helped. They might not have been a little boy and a pooch at all. There was another ingredient that went into my mind, and it went into this mix. And that was something very profound, but also very simple. It was the decision to help. The decision to help. You may say, of course, but think of all those moments in your life when you could help and you don't. Think of all the moments in your time, in your life, when you needed help and you thought, who's going to help me? Think of what it means to make that decision. I'm going to do something. I'm not too busy. I'm needed, and I can make a difference. I'm not sure why I stopped and made that choice. You think about it, sometimes the decision to help is a split-second decision. Maybe it was the dog was cute. Maybe it was the nap did me some good and my eyes were open and I was wide awake and tired of being grumpy and this would make me feel good. Maybe it was, well, who knows? But I did make that decision to help. And moreover, that man driving the truck made a decision to help also. And when we both made that decision, it changed the life of that little boy and that little dog, who we can use our imaginations, could be friends for years and years to come. And then it could have been disastrous. Well, in that moment of decision, I'd like to think that there was something even deeper than just a decision to make a choice to help. I'd like to think that when we make a decision to help, it's because we're taught to act on instinct. That there is something within inside of us that reminds us to do the right thing. I know all our parents try. Maybe some do a better job, or some of us are just more giving. I don't know what it is. But in that split second, all of us are going to have a decision. Do I do something or do I walk away? And it's so important. Now, when I walked into that house, the dogs saw a hat on my head. And for them, that was the cue to go for a walk. But we have a different kind of a hat that teaches us to do the right thing on instinct. And I'm wearing it right here on my head. It's called a kippah. It reminds us that we are a Jew. And whether we are physically wearing that kippah or not, it is always on top of our heads. And it teaches us the very first lesson in the Bible, which is when God says, when Abel says, "Am I my brother's keeper?" And God says, "Yes, you are your brother's keeper." Yes, you are your brother's keeper. And that is the entire Torah. Everything stems from that. And so when we wear this hat, we go back to that original commandment by God that says, you cannot turn aside. You cannot let harm come to your neighbor and pretend that it didn't. You cannot let society go to hell and say, let someone else do something. Let someone else vote. Let someone else march. Let someone else write a letter to the congressman. Let someone else take a walk against hate. Let someone else. No, we all wear the hat. The question is, does it stir something within us? A Pavlovian response to do the right thing or not? I'd like to think if my dogs are trainable, so are we. I would like to think that somehow all these years of coming to services, of going to religious school, of learning about the values of Torah, of learning of what it means to be a good Jew, that there is inside each one of us the knowledge that we need to be instinctually good and that we cannot turn our backs or turn aside, for we are indeed our neighbor's keeper. My friends, I don't know about you, but sometimes it's the simplest acts that make the biggest difference. Go out there and find a simple act. Make a difference in the world of a little boy, a little dog, or who knows, maybe an act that will indeed change the world. Shabbat Shalom.
We begin to conclude our service on page 586 as we rise for Aleinu and face east once more. If you're watching on the live stream and you'd like to submit the names of someone for Kaddish or Yortzeit, please begin to do so now.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated.
We turn to page 598.
(598), we recall those who have died in recent days. Stephen Winfeld, Golda May Muller, Jordan Goodman. We recall the yortzites of Carol Altman, Rita Anson, Annie Anticol, John Anticol, Barry Bard, Sally Berardi, Alan Bernay, Dennis Boren, William Croft, Naomi Dolly, Denise DeArklin, Adele Edelman, Donald Feldman, Faye Feldman, Goldie Figlars, Sam Fine, Jerry Friedman, Mac Friedman, Martin Gelb, Charles Godell, Jerome Gollard, Mildred Gordon, Murray Gordon, Harry Gorlick, Robert Herwick, Donna Higo, George Householder, Chris Jensen, Ruth Cranston, Donald Lane, Doris Lee, Philip Levy, Pat Lionel, Hetty Manger, David Mazur, Donald McBride, Benjamin Mendelson, Pepe Molaski, Jack Nitskin, Davis Ostrov, Sylvia Price, Axelrod, Samuel Rissian, Marion Rosen Krasner, Betty Rosenberg, Manny Schwartz, Barbara Schulman, Philip Stein, Gertrude Steiner, and Miriam Watson. Have any names at all? Mm-mm. We rise to say our Kaddish prayer. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei rabbah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayedachol beit Yisrael, b'agalav izman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam omeil maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekusha b'richu, leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushvechata v'nechemata, Namiram bi'alma v'yamru amen. Yehi shlomo rabba min shamayim v'chayim, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. Osei shalom b'mramav, hu yasei shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. You may be seated. Well, I'm sorry the internet didn't work for those who were watching, but we're trying to gradually open up the temple for Friday night services. We're asking that you still make a reservation, and next week happens to be Serenity Shabbat, so it should be very, very special. And we'll keep following the mass protocols and taking temperatures and things like that. We have a very special challah.
Yes. So.
It is made by Danny, is that
The
right?
McLaughlin family
All
made
right.
this challah, and they kind of spilled a little bit what it was going to be. I know there's going to be colors on it, but first we'll do the kiddush, and then we'll see this amazing challah.
You're going to do a shout out for more signups.
Yeah, so whenever we have a bar bat mitzvah, they will sponsor the challah, but on the weekends that we don't have a bar bat mitzvah, we need your help in making challah. So if you wanted to test the waters, or if perhaps you're a fantastic chef or baker and you want to make one, whatever it is, we're willing to try it. So we want to see all of your talents. You can surprise us with fun colors and flavors, but definitely sign up. I will put that on our website so that you can sign up for the coming weeks. And God blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Al kain berach Adonai et yom haShabbat vayikadshehu baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. Oh, there's sprinkles.
Oh my goodness, hold it up.
And what's inside of it? Do we have to? All right, sprinkles and rainbows. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. That's pretty good.
I can taste the rainbow. All right, thank you. So, of course, I mean, I've been so impromptu with our Sheer Heart singers, and people online haven't had a chance to see you, so I think you should come up for our final song. What do you think? All right. Thank you so much to John Henderson on guitar for the last couple of weeks accompanying us out here under this beautiful sukkah. And for Lee and Alex, who set us up on sound. And Lee has done so much work to keep this sukkah beautiful for this holiday of Sukkot. And to our Shah Mistel, who we are so happy to have back in action, live in person. Thank you to all of you for being here. We hope that we'll see you week after week as the weeks grow.
At the conclusion of service, we ask that you take your prayer book individually, place it on the cart. That puts it in quarantine because we're circulating a series of prayer books on 14-day quarantine. All right. What's the final song? What is it?
You guys know.
Oh, say shalom.
Why don't you spread out a little bit more? It just makes me feel
Spread her out.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Chag Sameach. We'll see you.